Okay, now in this lecture we want to put all the codes that we wrote in the previous lecture in one file and then execute it. So first of all, we press Ctrl Shift and T and we create a file. Let's name it client server.py. Now we hit enter and we copy paste all the code that we wrote in here. First we had import socket. After that we created a socket using this command in here. We put it into a variable with the name of A1, and after that we just connect to a web server, in this case google.com, and to the port number 80 so that we could see everything in the plain text. So we copy this and we paste it in here in the next line, and after the connection we would create an expression with the exact format for the HTTP, and then after that we send it. We say a1.send and then we put the A2 in here, and now we would want to create a loop to receive for the corresponding response. So in here, if we say A1, which is the name of our socket, and the receive method, which is the method like the send, that is to send data, receive is for receiving the data, we could provide, for example, 1024 bytes to tell it that we could receive up to this amount of data. But in here we might have more data, so we would create a while instead of just one command. In here we say while this one is not equal to empty string, then we would want to print a1.receive 1024. So in every loop we would listen to incoming connection, would receive up to 1024 bytes, and if it is not still over and we still have some data, would print it. In the next lecture we would actually make it in a better way, but well, right now I just want to show you how we could create, how we could send and receive data, and after that we just close the socket by saying a1.close. Before we execute this program, we would want to press Ctrl Shift and T in here and execute the Wireshark to see all the packets going to the server and vice versa. Now we hit enter to open the Wireshark and listen for the incoming connections. Again, if we type ifconfig in here, we could see that ETH2 is the only active network interface card right now. So this is the Wireshark. We start to listen at the ETH2 and we start capturing data. So in the terminal we press Ctrl O, hit enter, Ctrl X, and now execute our program by saying Python and then the name of the file, which is client-server.py. We hit enter and now we wait to see all the data. So in this way, as you see, first the DNS packets are sent to our DNS server, finding the response that the IP address related to google.com is equal to this IP address in here. Then we create a three-way TCP handshake that we explained in the previous lecture. Then we would send the HTTP GET to this address, and after that the Google would send us the related response. So the related response in here says that it has moved permanently. So if we look in here, it says that it has moved again. Maybe we have made a mistake or something, so let's just press Ctrl C, and in here we just restart the capture, and again we look at our file. So sometimes we may make mistakes, for example about the complete format of the HTTP. For example, in this case it shouldn't have any space in here, and I think now it is correct. So we press Ctrl O again, enter, and Ctrl X, and we execute our file. Now as you see, we are receiving all the related information. Again, DNS has been sent, we get the IP address, three-way handshake, we send the HTTP GET. This is the exact thing that we have sent. You see that we have sent the HTTP 1.1 for the index.html or the main page, then the server has provided us with the related information that we could see in the next packets. For example, in this one, if we look, these are all the HTML codes sent to us. If we look, you could see that these are all the codes that we could then search through them and get the just favorite results that we want, filter for the favorite result that we want. For example, get all the links or all the email addresses and so on. So you see that we haven't write the perfect code in here. After all the data has been sent to us, it hasn't been stopped. So we press Ctrl C. Just I want to make another example, and then in the next lecture we would make a better code. So in here, instead of google.com, I now want to send just another data to the gigapan.com. in here, it doesn't matter which website you send, just pay attention that always you would connect to the port number 80. Now Ctrl O, enter, and Ctrl X. Again, we bring up our Wireshark, restart the capture, and in here we execute our code again. As you could see, again we have received all the related responses, all the packets that are going, DNS, TCP handshake, HTTP, and so on. And in here you could see that we have received all the source code in the gigapan.com in the HTML format. The only difference with the browser again is that the browser would translate these codes into the human readable form. So in the next lecture, we would just improve our code and teach you how you could search through these different results to get the favorite results like the emails and links. See you in the next lecture.